Today welcome back to another one of my videos. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running down basically reasons why I love Chloe Price, because it's not a secret that Life is Strange is like one of my favourite games. I've said it so much on the channel. I even done a recap of the new one, and if you haven't checked that out, there will be a link up there in the card, or maybe it's up there in the card. I never know what side it's on. It's on one of the sides. I even said during my playthroughs of the game that Chloe is my favourite character, and that's why I like Before the Storm so much, because Chloe is like Before the Storm, like it centers around Chloe. Just quickly before we get into the reasons of why I love Chloe Price, I'm just going to quickly plug my t-shirt. So this t-shirt is a beautiful, nice Rachel We're Having t-shirt. It has a rainbow, clouds, and a lightning bolt. So if you want a t-shirt, the link, the Teespring link will be in the description below, so you can go and buy one. Okay, so that's enough rambling about t-shirts, and let's just get into this video. So the first reason that I love Chloe Price is that she is so loyal and so forgiving. There's so many things that me and Chloe have in common, and these two traits are definitely one thing that me and Chloe completely have in common. Chloe took back Max after she ignored her for years, and Chloe took back Max. No questions asked. She was just like, okay, I know to hit you with my car, but I'm gonna take you back. And to me, Chloe was so loyal. Chloe didn't have to take Max back, but she just did. Chloe, as we see in Before the Storm, even wrote letters, handwritten letters that she never sent to Max, because she still wanted Max in her life, despite the fact Max had just effed off to Seattle when her dad died. When Chloe needed people the most, everybody left. For Chloe to be like, I forgive you, Max, and just take her back. There is the odd dig of, you know, Chloe be like, you know, when you left and all was here, but it's understandable why Chloe does that. But she was still a super loyal friend to Max. She's also really loyal in the way she treated the whole Rachel situation. You know, like, she didn't give up on finding Rachel. Yes, she was hurt that Rachel left, but she never gave up on finding Rachel. I feel like Chloe done everything she possibly could to help save Rachel. And she even uses Max Rewind's powers for Rachel, not for herself. Sometimes for herself, let's face it, but mostly for Rachel. We all know what happens to Rachel, so I'm not going to think of that scene in the junkyard where they find Rachel. It's not fair. We don't talk about that scene. We just don't talk about it because I can't deal with it, you know? Another reason that I love Chloe is that I relate to Chloe in a way, and I think I've said this on one of my live streams as well. I know if I didn't have good people around me, I would have become Chloe Price 0.2. When I was like 14, 15, I was borderline Chloe Price. Me and Chloe have similar experiences actually. She comes from a broken home, same way as I did, only hers came later in life than mine did. My parents divorced when I was 2, I believe. I don't remember it, thankfully. I do remember my dad having a girlfriend that I didn't get along with, and to be in you know, that situation like Chloe was with David, you have to be nice to somebody who is basically verbally abusing you sometimes. And I find this with David and Chloe's relationship. It makes me understand why Chloe reacts to David the way she does, because I've been there. You know, it's hard when your parents are trying to move on and you don't like the person. Like, what do you do in that? It's a very hard situation to be in. When you're a teenager, you have to deal with them. They're either living in the same roof as you, or they're living in the same roof as your parent, and you can't get away from them. You have to deal with the situation, and it's hard, you know? Chloe, like a lot of teenagers, is very, very misunderstood. I think every single teenager goes through that phase where they're just completely misunderstood. Like, they don't really want to talk to their parents. They're like, oh, nobody understands me and all is here. And you do put on that kind of mask as a teenager. And Chloe totally is 100% is wearing this mask of I'm a rebel, I'm this, I'm that. She is a rebel. She is different from society. But sometimes you just want to break that mask and be like, Chloe, show me the real you. That's why I'm glad Before the Storm exists, because we're starting to see these little details of Chloe Price that we don't see in this game, which I have sitting beside me. I just hit my monkey, sorry. Chloe, to me, is probably the most imperfect character in the game. I think she's actually more misunderstood and imperfect than Nathan Prescott. And I know that that's a big statement, but like, hear me out on this. I mean, she's been through quite a lot. Nathan's been through quite a lot as well, but we don't like Nathan. Nathan was a douche with it. Chloe's not that much of a douche. She's actually quite soft-hearted, I feel like, underneath that mask. And we do see that again before the storm. Another thing I love about Chloe is that she is not one bit afraid to be herself and stand up for what she believes in. Even in Before the Storm, I feel like I'm talking about Before the Storm so much, but it's fresh in my head right now, and it is a game about Chloe. But her power in that game is literally backtalk. Max gets a rewind power, and Chloe gets a backtalk, which, you know, is awesome. It's absolutely amazing. It's quite funny that that's her superpower, but it is Chloe's superpower. It's her strongest point. Her attitude and, you know, everything is what makes Chloe unique.
My attitude is what makes me special, David.
If you get into an argument with Chloe Price, you will not win. Like, if Chloe wants something from you, she will get it. Like, she got into the mill. Like, she doesn't care who you are. If you're the principal, if you're Principal Wells, she doesn't give a shit. I love the way Chloe just stands up for what she believes and says what she wants to say, and she just doesn't give a shit what everyone thinks of her. And that's another thing about Chloe. Like, she doesn't care that Victoria Chase hates her. She doesn't care that people didn't like her and Rachel and stuff. She just bees herself, and I probably that's definitely another reason why I like Chloe Price. Why be someone else when you can just be you, you know? Chloe definitely as a character has her flaws. I mean, that's like, again, imperfections. Another reason to love Chloe. Like, every character in Life is Strange is really, really flawed. But yeah, it's understandable why Chloe has her flaws and imperfections, because she has been through all that shit. Like, her dad died, her best friend left, then she makes friends with one of the coolest people in the world to her, Rachel Amber. She has this amazing relationship with Rachel, then Rachel disappears, and then of course we find out what happens to Rachel, and like that's gonna be a lot for somebody, especially somebody so young. I completely believe as well that Chloe and Rachel were in they were in a romantic relationship, especially with my playthrough of Life is Strange. I done the kiss option on Before the Storm. Can I add that to I'm gonna add that to the list. Yeah, another reason why I love Chloe Price is because she's a little baby gay and it's so cute and I love it. Just change the battery there, that's why maybe some things have shifted. Also, Rachel did kind of save Chloe when she was young, like both metaphorically and literally. She saved her in the mill from the skeevy guys. I can't remember what the tattooed guys are called, but they're weird and they look like this. Metaphorically, she saves Chloe because Chloe needed somebody, and then Rachel just came along at the right moment. I think Chloe could have stayed on at school. Her getting suspended from Blackwell kind of sucked, but I feel like she really, really could, you know, advance in school if she had met Rachel sooner. Another thing that I love about Chloe is that she still has so much growing up to do despite the fact she's 18, which is like me, exactly the same as me. What I mean when I say Chloe has a lot of growing up to do is, this is a prime example of it. When she finds out in the diner that Max's rewind powers are actually real and she can actually rewind time, her first instinct is, let's go to the junkyard, find a bunch of bottles and shoot them. She just wants to have fun with Max's rewind power. You know, in hindsight, we know from playing the game, Max's rewind power is a force to be reckoned with. However, I don't think this is necessarily a bad trait. Like, she's always up for an adventure, she's always up for fun, and it's not a really bad thing. She seems to always make the best of a bad situation by, you know, using humor, jokes, even a little bit of sarcasm. However, Chloe does die a lot because of this trait. Another thing I love about Chloe is that she is a complete survivor. She has went through so much shit in her life and she's came out the other end of it with still this kind of fun, you know, up for adventure, you know, trait. But the thing is about Chloe, she's dealt with all this, but she has a really, really thick skin because of it. She can be quite defensive, she can be really bitter sometimes, especially towards Max, which I don't blame her for at all. I do think, you know, in order to cope with everything that's probably going on in her head still from, you know, seeing your dad in the car accident would be, I think, did she witness it? I'm not sure if she did witness the accident, but even just your dad being in the car accident would be enough to, you know, kind of trigger some kind of, you know, something in your brain. Like you wouldn't forget it. And we even seen it before the storm, you know, the flashback. So like she uses weed, you know, drugs, just to get away from it all. You know, she has that kind of like, I need to escape, which I totally get. You know, there's sometimes, you know, I totally get it, why she uses drugs and why they actually emphasize that so much in both games, because it takes Chloe out of that world that she doesn't want to be in. It adds another layer to Chloe's character, because you see her smoking weed and stuff and you don't feel sorry for her, you feel kind of relieved that she's getting this stress out. I know that's the way I feel anyway. People that are probably more into drugs are probably going, why are you promoting drugs in your games, ... for flip's sake. It isn't the healthiest way of her to cope with, you know, that stress and stuff, but I do feel like it adds some layer to her character, and you understand why she needs that escapism, and I suppose that is not a flaw of hers, but it is something that I love about her character. But the main thing I love about Chloe, and this kind of sums this all up, is that she is so original. She is not like any other gaming character I've ever seen. I've played a lot of games in my time, and I've never ever seen a character like Chloe Price. There's nobody you can compare her to. There's nobody, you know, that comes close to her. She's just such an original character. There's so many layers, there's so many depth. Her backstory and everything just kind of comes together. Like, her backstory has a whole solo game. That's how in depth the company was with this character. You learn so much from Chloe from playing the game. And you look at Chloe and you're like, wow, that's what happens if you don't, you know, reach out. Like, I feel like if Chloe if Max had stayed, Chloe would have been a completely different character. I feel like if Rachel, you know, if Rachel hadn't been killed, you know, and she didn't disappear, they would have run away together. That's the thing. Chloe has got so many missed opportunities, but it makes her character so different and so layered. It's just, I just love the whole character of Chloe Price, and I think that's a great way to end this little video. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe, some love. I'm planning on making more Life is Strange videos before the storm related, so if you want to see those, definitely subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video.